Thanks everyone for joining this session. So let me start with who we are and quickly from there jump on the solution portfolio of Accelerite. So Accelerite is a completely owned subsidiary of Persistent Systems. I could say that it's a product business unit of Persistent Systems. So Accelerite has been in the industry for more than 3 years now. We are 300 plus employees across 6 locations. So we are headquartered out of Santa Clara, and we have done some of the major acquisitions in the past 1.5 to 2 years to strengthen our product portfolio to a great extent. So we have these acquisitions coming from one of the biggest product vendors to the likes of HP Radia, which is a cloud automation solution, Epona from Intel, which we have solutions on telco, monetization, and now extending that to Internet of Things. Another acquisition is from Citrix, which is our cloud platform. And we are investing heavily on big data for analytics. Apart from this, we do have solutions on mobile workforce management, location-based services, and others. So this very clearly signifies that we are heavily focused on our product, strengthening our product portfolio, and typically getting into the leading edge technologies, which is the need of the hour in currently addressing the market needs. So with these acquisitions, what has happened is we have a huge customer base which comes from different verticals, diversified technologies, and to the likes of customer base starting from 100 plus 200 endpoints for a cloud-based solution to the likes of 500 plus endpoints for a provider-based solution. If you can look at the vertical that we address, right from energy, finance, retail, transport, so we have customers across all the verticals and to the all scales that we have been addressing to. So today, we'll focus on the 3 main areas, but we'll be spending more time on the cloud management, the Citrix acquisition that we did. We call it as Accelerite CloudPlatform. I will run you through briefly on the other 2 solutions, which is the Radia Endpoint Management and Internet of Things, which is also a new leading edge technology which is seen quite often in most of the requirements that we see today. So the business demands agility, efficiency, and self-service. In fact, self-service becomes a very critical component of any service delivery. So the need is to automate as many stages of your self-service right from request to fulfillment. So that is where self-service becomes a very critical component. Your efficiency, not only in terms of monetary benefits, also the resource usage, how fast you can deliver your application services. Agility is also a critical component when it comes to business continuity and things like that. How flexible is your solution, how it can cater across your departments, so there is no silo-based approach that we take. So these are very critical components to be addressed and the challenges that are addressed to meet the business demands. So if you look at a silo-based approach, what happens here is you are holding your system, you possess the necessary agility needed to support the business needs. So it's all in a single container. These silos could be based on the vertical or different departments within the organizations. The resources are limited to those specific units, so there is no sharing of resources. And the bottleneck here is you cannot scale on the fly. So you have to operate with what you have. You are self-contained within the resource set that you operate on. The other disadvantage here is what happens is many a times you would not use the resources that is allocated. So you're underutilizing your resources and it really picks up the cost. And also when it's needed, you cannot scale the need that you need to address to. So this becomes a critical bottleneck, and this becomes a bottleneck even to extend it to the cloud services. So what is the need? If you look at the successful strategies that look for a solution which is simple, which is proven, which is matured, which can use your existing investment in terms of the infrastructure to the likes of the vendors that you operate on, completely vendor agnostic solution, which can bring out your investment in a short time, which will help you to adapt to the self-service demands to cater your services that you need to. And you have your own choice of your hardware, your networking, your computing resources. So go on a silo base would not work this way. So you look at your long-term and short-term goals to address it immediately with a solution. So this is a common baseline for any successful cloud strategy. So how does it work? If you look at it, most of the enterprise would use the private cloud and use the extended capacity on the cloud when they really want to scale. And when you want to scale, what happens is you just add new resources and you're ready to scale. So your orchestration layer is ready. You just add hardware and you're ready for scale. And when it comes to flexibility, it's once again completely vendor agnostic, and you're completely flexible to meet all the business continuity requirements, your multiple vendor requirements. It could be any hardware, any storage, or any hypervisor that you need to deal with. So how can we help? So we'll talk about cloud platform, which is a mature, proven, a highly scalable solution. So there are typical two use cases that we see for most of the cloud platform solutions. So the solution can be addressed in two ways. One, it fits the service provider bill. That means it can be used as a managed service provider platform, or it could be enterprise private cloud solution. So it is a completely multi-tenant solution which covers all the use cases for your public cloud enablement. So now, what is cloud platform? So cloud platform is a cloud management platform that orchestrates your resources, the computing resources. So that's your storage, your network, your computing resources, and help you to build a private, a public, or a hybrid cloud. So here, it gives you a proven turnkey cloud orchestration layer, so that will efficiently use and build new cloud solutions. It will leverage your existing investment across your enterprise and running your use cases on a SLA on the strict operation efficiency that you need to. It's completely open in terms of adapting to any vendor that you want to plug in and expand your cloud to its self-service and infrastructure provisioning. So this is quite interesting. 250 plus large-scale customers, some of the huge deployments in terms of private cloud enablement, some of the big names in the industry. That's where cloud platform stands in terms of success that it has seen in different verticals, in different scale that we operate on. So what we look at cloud platform, we take the raw materials like your storage, your networking resources, and your compute, and we build you an availability zone within the cloud platform. So that becomes an available resource set for you. So with this, as a next step, we create the users, we associate the policies to these users. So these policies could be who is supposed to access what and how much he can access. And then these are made available completely on a self-service mode. So what you do in adding an orchestration layer above your virtual data center is you're going to run the entire resource as a service. Now with this, what happens is Your storage is available as a service on demand, your networking is available as a service on demand, and your computing resource is available as a service on demand. So here, the cloud platform acts as a complete orchestration layer and help you to build up a cloud on the resource set that you have. So to look at the building blocks or the functional area of the cloud, to the lowest bottom you could see the storage, the compute, the network, the resources that you have. So that is where the orchestration of layer of cloud platform will come in and give you that access, the availability zone for the end user, and on the above that you could see the self-service for your end user consumption. Now, along with that, there are certain elements which are part of the infrastructure, like your dashboards to visualize who is using what. There's an identity management. There are some soft tools for you to secure your infrastructure access in terms of firewalls, the VPN, the VLANs that you want to create. You build your load balancers, image management to create snapshots, images that you want to. It gives you a great flexibility of APIs that can be exposed for integrating with other systems and extending it to even Amazon Cloud Services. It gives you enough flexibility to meter, especially for your public cloud enablement, for billing and other reasons. It completely structures you in terms of accessibility, giving a complete multi-tenant access. Either it could be a single platform used across different organizations, and each organization would have an administrator, a set of users who would be using these services. So it helps you to completely build a managed service platform for a public cloud facing, and everything available through a self-service. So one platform across wide choice. I'm reiterating this because we are completely vendor agnostic. We have been there for quite long now, and we understand these technologies, and we support most of this across the hypervisors that we see in the market, be it Zen, Hyper-V, KVM, VMware, right? Likewise, on the storage and also on the network services. As we provide within cloud platform few of the network services, for extended services we can also integrate with other services from network for firewall, VPN or load balancer services. The tool also extends itself typically in a managed services scenario for your catalog management, the different workflow approvals that you want to see right from the request to fulfillment, the fulfillment process that you want to define, the access control and granular management that in terms of policies that you need to define, the ticketing system integration, the billing management, and user control. So it comes with a complete package of hosting services. Now, to give you a view of some of the screenshots, just to give you a glimpse of how the product would look like, some screenshots for your references. So this is how a cloud platform is accessed. It's a completely GUI-based solution where you would access the system with an authentication. So the user has a complete control of the system. He would monitor the systems. He would understand the operations of the system in terms of its performance, a high-level view of how many VMs is entitled, how many are running, what is the total, the storage associated with him, and everything that he can do with his permission. Now, these users will also have templates which are associated for their self-consumption to create their own instance on the fly. If you look at administrator console, here you see a little more expanded version and little more feature-rich components, which gives additional access to the system for administrator with additional privileges to do something more, where you have access to the allocation on primary storage, secondary storage, VMs, virtual routers that you want to create for extended V3 access, the host machines, the cluster that you want to create, and things like that. From a self-service perspective, it gives you complete GUI-based, a simple, easy way to deploy your images, right from your selection of zone, selecting the template, the computing resources that you need to create this, the disk that you want to go with, capacity, the network, which zone you want to get in, and you launch that, and you're already provisioned with the instance that you want to. It also comes with detailed monitoring facility where you understand the performance of the critical components within the cloud infrastructure that you're managing. The next point that I would like to highlight and bring in from a technology point of view is the endpoint management. So this is Radia. So Radia is a complete end-to-end endpoint management solution. It comes with 3 operating models. It has a complete on-premise solution, a cloud-based solution, and also a hybrid, which can be a component on the cloud connecting to your on-premise extension. It caters to almost all the endpoints that we see in the industry today. We started with laptop, desktops, and thin clients. Now the extension is to the mobile devices, kiosks, ATMs, and smart devices. It's a single solution, a single policy management engine which caters to the management of all the endpoints that we talk about, even extending it to ATMs. In fact, Diebold is one of our customers on ATM, which we manage the ATM through the same solution. So this solution performs a complete lifecycle management of the device, right from inventory, patch management, vulnerability, security and compliances, OS management. In terms of mobility, it does the complete mobility device management, extending it to application, and then application security. So being it available on the cloud, it can extend to a minimalistic requirement of 100+ devices to an expansion of on-premise solution, which we are catering to customers to the scale of 5 lakh+ endpoints. The extension to Radia is Sentient. Sentient is a new baby in the block, which is completely designed with the latest technology. And this is more of a compliance-based solution, which is a complementary to Radia. So this is a very real-time information access system, which basically runs on a query. For example, if you want to run a query across 1.5 lakh endpoints and know which are those systems which are not patched with a specific bulletin, it runs the query across all this and come back with the list within a minute or two. So robust is the solution. So if there is a virus attack, you would run a query for finding this footprint of the virus, either in the registry or in format of a file or in format of the process that it is running. So you want to find whether a USB is enabled across your enterprise system. It takes a simple one query for you to run, and with a very fast response time that will help you to check your compliance state in more or less in real time. It's a very, very new cutting-edge technology. From here, the next piece I want to bring in is IoT. We have, as I said earlier, the product here is Epona. Epona is our acquisition from Intel, and the core platform was more of a telco monetization layer. And then what we have done with this is we have extended the product more from the monetization to the Internet of Things, and then we are completing the entire use case service delivery platform for IoT, right from collection of data. That's the first layer. You connect to the gateways and sensor, and you get huge amount of data, and then you provide the analytics for the data. It helps you to build up your service delivery platform in terms of mashing up your services, drag and drop mechanisms to build the services around that, and payments and settlements is also part of the same platform. some of the feedbacks that from our existing customers that you could see on the cloud platform, which is very appealing and very motivational, that you can see cable and wireless business, what they said about cloud platform. So now I'll hand it over to Akhil. Akhil will run through quickly on the partner portfolio and what we have it for partner, and then we'll get into the Q&A session. Akhil?
Yes, Manjunath, I'm trying to ping Akhil to check if he is able to get the audio right. I think he's having some technical problem, Manju. Maybe you can continue with it.
Sure. So we have a leading marketing to partner program. We are very serious about this. The reason for that is multiple, but predominantly because of the existing customer base that we need to operate on. Cloud Platform had a huge customer base. The numbers are mind-boggling, and in fact, going back to these customers itself is a huge opportunity in front of us. So there are some partners who are already working with Citrix then, and we would like to engage with them more on the new opportunities, or even to go back to those customers and see what we can do with those customers. So this being predominantly one of the important reasons that with a huge customer base, and also to extend to the new customer base, we are very serious in bringing up marketing activities, emailers. We would like to support partners in terms of technicalities, trainings, whatever enablement that they need in terms of field engagements, pre-sale support, in terms of customer events, collaterals, the demos that are needed in kind of engaging. So we have a complete program in place in terms of supporting the leads, or even operating to look at the suspects that you find and qualifying them and bringing it to the sales funnel, and really push hard to get those for the closure. So our focus is predominantly on the partner, and we will see how best we can operate that through the channels and help both of us in the revenue generation cycle.
Yeah. So thanks, Manjunath. Just to take the lead on. So the entire idea out here is for our partners to stretch to deliver business to us, and we will flow back the funds and decide on marketing funds and marketing initiatives basis partner performance, right? So what you see in this chart is a typical funnel, right? So through the marketing activities that we lead, which includes emailers, inside sales, webinars, product demos, etc. We generate, you would generate leads, which would then pass into suspects and then prospects, and then we win the customers. So it's entirely a 360-degree turn on making the Accelerite marketing work in conjunction with your efforts, right? And if you can just go back to the previous slide, I know we've covered that. If you can just go back to the previous slide, and I'll reiterate some more points there. The other slide on partner marketing.
Sure, Akhil, 1 minute.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
So have we, I lost connectivity in the middle. So have we covered this, Manju?
Not yet, Akhil.
Not yet. Perfect. Yeah. So, basically, these are the 4 pillars in terms of our construct collaboratively with you on the partner program. So, we offer marketing support. Marketing support would essentially mean that we understand your organization, we understand your strengths, and we develop a joint marketing plan, which includes also rendering marketing funds and support. We have a draft program or a base program in place, but we develop the program further and sharpen it basis your requirements and the specific nature of organization and strengths that you have. Then channel development, this basically involves partner selection and acquisition, incentive schemes and attractive margins. We do understand that for generating leads and for you to sell our products to your through your channel partners to the end customers, we do need to work together on designing attractive margins and incentive schemes. So we work on that collaboratively with you, and that's a key focus area for us. Then commercial support, we are cognizant of keeping the pricing competitive, and for that we
I think, Akhil, we have lost your voice. Manju, as Akhil had said, he probably is having some connectivity issues. Maybe you can take it forward from here.
Yep. So this is the format, the basic format that we have brought in. Definitely, when it comes to partners, as I said, we are very serious about this engagement, and this engagement model that we have created is definitely flexible based on the operations style that you are in, the market that you want to get in, and the distribution mechanism that you are into. So that way, right from being a knowledge partner to a distributor or a reseller or a system integrator, so the approach would be slightly different. But more or less, what we want to do with is cover each of this, right from the marketing fund support that you need, the technical support that you need, the key challenge when it comes to the pricing, how well we can work together on discounts and special commercial contracts that we can work with, and somebody who is very keen on becoming a knowledge partner, how well we can support in terms of trainings and certifications. So we are there to help you out on all 4 functional areas and see how well we can collaborate. And typically on the cloud platform, what I want to kind of conclude is the solution is simple, easy to manage, maintain, highly scalable, and completely vendor agnostic. So that's the edge that we bring in onto the table, and we want to work closely with the partner and its community, being very flexible in the operating model that you want to work with. So Smita, if there are any question answers, if Nikhil comes back, we can continue, or if there are any questions, I think we can head towards that.
Yes, definitely. Akhil, I think I just checked with him. He's having some technical issues. So yes, thanks Manju, thanks Akhil for all this. Friends, I'm opening this session for question and answer. Manju, we already have lots of questions that have come in. I'll just pick up one by one. So the first question is how cloud stack is different from or efficient than OpenStack?
Okay, that's a very good question. So yes, these are two different open platforms. One, so cloud stack is an open platform, as you know, and open and the fundamental difference is the way it is built. If you look at cloud stack, it's been there longer than the OpenStack. So in fact, it's more or less 6-7 years. It was incubated in the industry before the OpenStack came in, and it has seen the revolution of scaling it up. It's been successful. It's been there running, big cloud infrastructure in terms of public clouds, and seen success in big enterprises also. Fundamentally, how we create an edge is we derive cloud platform from cloud stack. So we make sure that we take care of all the bugs and make it more sustainable, and then we give you a support scheme around that to help you in case of any issues. And now in terms of the key differentiator that we bring in is cloud platform is more simple. It's very less in terms of administrative overhead, if you see, and easy to install, maintain, manage. The simplicity of the tool and highly scalable is something that is a clear differentiator between the cloud stack and OpenStack.
All right. Yeah. So there's another question. What is your investment on support? I'm sure this was based on the kind of customer base that you had shown. So as we see, there is a huge customer base to sustain. What is your investment on support?
A very good question. Once again, yes, there was an instance when when the cloud platform handover happened to Accelerite. But what we have done is we have tried our best to retain those resources, the key resources from support, and we are heavily investing there. In fact, we are expanding multifold in this direction. We have our support resources operating from Bangalore in US, and shortly we'll be investing heavily in our support center in Sri Lanka. So that's our key focus, and as you said rightly, it's because of the huge customer base that we already have, and this becomes a fundamental need to have this in place and rightly in place.
Right. Right. So there's another very appropriate question based on the webinar theme that we have today is like, what is your investment plans for partners?
If you look at the product portfolio that we have and the acquisition that has come through some of the big product vendors, Radia, when it was acquired, it came with a huge customer base. Likewise, Cloud Platform. Likewise, the biggest telcos with Epona came from Intel. So what has happened with this is now we have a huge customer base, right? And now to cater to that, we need a very aggressive partner model. So our investment on the partner would be very critical, and that's our focus too. So we are open on all functional areas, the 4 functional areas that we talked about, either in terms of marketing investment that we want to do, in terms of channel development, jointly that we need to do something, in terms of commercial that how we can operate, in terms of technically enabling them, training and certification, we are definitely there. So we are definitely open and flexible too in the way it's needed to enable and invest on the partners.
Definitely useful, definitely. So there's one last question I'm taking up in the interest of time, because we're coming towards the end of the session. So there's one last question for today's webinar. We've received lots of questions. We'll be addressing them, as we have said, by preparing a document and sharing it with everyone later on. So Manju, last question for today's session. What is the focus of cloud platform in terms of investments?
Okay. So cloud platform is one of our key product focus throughout the organization. We are investing heavily. As the example suggested, we have started in two-step process. One, building the entire support ecosystem, growing them, and we are geographically distributing across location and see how we can strengthen our support system multifold. So that will enable to sustain our huge existing customer base. So, and secondly, on the partner, as I said, and I'll keep repeating that, is that we are going to seriously look at partners and how we can bring this business for our existing customers, and also for either to upsell or even to get into new territories and new customer requirements. And we are investing heavily on the engineering side, and in fact, there are some very cutting-edge technologies that we are investing on cloud platform, not to name as of now, but there are some very, very interesting things which are going to come on cloud platform itself. So our focus on cloud platform is a topmost priority, and we see this as a huge revenue stream coming through from cloud platform.
Right, right. So yes, we are already done with our session. It's like over the time. So friends, with this, we are ending our today's session. Thanks for being a lovely audience. Manju and Akhil, thank you so much for addressing today's session. This definitely was useful. And everyone, a very happy weekend. Thank you all. See you all soon. Bye.